He did it to me. He stole one of my Muppet jokes and waited 2 weeks to use it.
You bitch!
Hello and welcome to The Unusual Suspects. My name is still Andy. There's still no Dan. And this is episode 48. But we do have Penny.
Hello. I didn't know where you were going with that. It was
I didn't
exciting.
know. I picked a road, didn't know where it was going.
Didn't know what fork to go down.
Ah, that's a new voice we've not heard before. That is the voice of friend of the show, our favourite person, and the bane of my fucking life.
He's not wrong, to be fair.
It's Kat.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi there.
How are you doing?
Hi, Kat.
Hello. All good.
Kat bought us the thingy.
Yeah.
It's her fault, everyone, that we had to talk about a placenta.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah, I did.
Without even watching it.
I'd never watched it. I just saw it on Facebook, and I just went, "That would be funny." I didn't choose. You chose to watch it. In my defence, you chose to put it on.
It's my fault.
I still haven't put it on the socials. Remember when I found that picture on my phone? I don't know if we talked about it on here. I found a picture of the thingy on my phone because I saw it at a convention in Germany. And I keep forgetting to put it on the socials. The fact that I saw a paper mache version of the placenta once in 2016 and completely blocked it out of my memory.
You blocked out, and then I came into the picture and went, "Yeah, what about this film?"
So, Kat, with every other guest we've had so far, we've asked a selection of quickfire questions so everyone gets to know them quickly. Weirdly, we've not done this with Penny or I or Dan.
Why not?
No.
Or, Brad or Jen. But it's a new thing. We're sticking with
All
it.
right.
So,
We've done it
here
once.
are some quickfire questions.
Who are you?
Let's get at it. What is your favourite film?
Whatever.
Yes.
It's hard, isn't it?
Jaws. Jaws.
Jaws. That's the second for Jaws, I think. What's your favourite actor?
I don't have a bloody favourite actor.
Hmm.
Oh no. Well, do you know what? I don't know. Kurt Russell. We'll go for that because we both love him.
Okay.
And I just like his face. Just want to be his friend.
These are quickfire
I
questions.
just like to go off on a tangent.
Let's get through them
Oh
quick.
God, all three of us tangenting.
Jesus Christ. Favourite band?
Pup. I don't know why I questioned that.
Favourite colour?
Red.
Ooh,
Favourite words?
Papoose.
yes, what an answer.
Papoose. Papoose.
Favourite anime?
Why the fuck have you done this to me?
So this is a new question, isn't it?
He's done it on purpose.
I'm adding a question every week.
It's gonna be. I just go for So I'm gonna go for Sailor Moon because it's my nostalgia one and it's the OG.
You're wrong. It's Food Wars. Favourite
You're
sandwich?
both wrong. It's Attack on Titan.
I will say just a crisp butty. Just want a crisp butty. Just a casual crisp
Just
butty.
a crisp butty. Snatch or Lock, Stock?
I've not watched either, sir. Sorry.
Oh.
Okay, we'll ignore it. And finally, favourite host.
Out of all three of you, it's
Yep.
Penny, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right, I see.
Well, sorry. Well, we know that me and Penny are getting married.
Well,
Yeah.
Penny and I, sorry, the grammar was horrendous.
In Vegas.
oh, I like that you're correcting your grammar. That's brilliant.
Penny and I.
Well, good. We've all got to know you now for our sins, so that's good.
That's good.
Pen.
Yeah.
I watched this week in the tiny amount of free time that I had. I've actually got a week off, but don't tell anyone.
Don't tell Dan.
I watched 2003's The Rundown, also called Welcome to the Jungle. It has The Rock and Sean William Scott and Christopher Walken and Rosario Dawson.
Wow.
Star-studded cast of people I'm not fussed about watching.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give you the basic overview because I'll be honest, I'm not interested in going through it now. I've got some other things that I want to talk about instead. I've got other things that are more pressing matters. So the rundown is about The Rock, who is a chef, but he's also a bounty hunter, and he has to go and rescue Sean William Scott, who is the son of a mobster from some place in Brazil. And this place in Brazil has a gold mine run by Christopher Walken. and he goes full walking. Like full walking.
Oh.
Also, there is Rosario Dawson, and she is like a barmaid who's also a rebel leader.
These jobs don't go together.
No.
I don't think they're jobs. I think they're hobbies. We're not sure if the barmaid or the rebel leader is the hobby, but
Yeah.
she's getting paid for one of them.
Well, she's
I'm a bounty hunter, but in my spare time, I'm a chef.
Slash, I'll pour you a pint.
Well, so Rosario Dawson
I'll
is...
cook you some eggs.
She's barmaid by day, rebel leader by night. She's like a shit Batman, but in reverse.
Why is she walking backwards?
And The Rock, yep. And The Rock is...
This is going to be my favourite episode.
The Rock is a bounty hunter who wants to be a chef. So he wants to get enough money to fuck off that lifestyle and build his own restaurant.
Okay.
Not a big place, just like 12 tables, which seems relatively pointless
Yeah,
to me.
you want to get enough money so that you can have a nice restaurant.
Yes.
Like a greasy spoon.
He'll sell egg and chips and that's it.
They've called it the egg and spoon.
So as Dwayne Johnson goes to this village, he finds Sean William Scott, tries to take him back home, and he's like, no, we can't leave because there is this gold statue called El Gato or something.
The cat?
And before...
I'm just thinking of
not
Jungle
a
Run.
fucking... Oh, I thought you were going to say like a Black Forest Gatto. I was trying to get there before you. But it's not. It's like a golden cat.
Yeah, because El Gato is cat, the cat in Spanish.
I know.
I only know milk. So... La leche.
Leche.
Thank you. That's all I've got.
Cafe con leche. You should know that. You're a barista.
I know. That's all I use. A latte. La leche, you mean? Sorry.
This is going to be my favourite episode. It's going to be 8 hours long.
We're not sleeping tonight.
So Sean William Scott and Dwayne Johnson fuck off. They go to find this golden cat, and Christopher Walken says he feels like a little boy and he's lost his first tooth and he's put it under a pillow and 2 burglars have come in and stolen it.
What?
And it's the most ludicrous like monologue for no reason. Like they've come into his jungle and they're going to take his stuff, and they're the 2 burglars who are trying
He
to
feels
take...
like he's got nothing for it.
Yeah.
He's
Like the cat belongs to him, but unfortunately they're going to take it before the tooth
Is
fairy
it like
comes
in his house?
No.
Because in my head it was in a cave. Like
I thought it was
Indiana
in a
Jones
cave as
style.
well.
It is in a cave. It is in a cave, but he owns...
So why would you keep all your stuff in a
He owns
cave?
the jungle. He thinks he owns the jungle because he's like a fucking arsehole.
It's not really like a tooth though, is it, Walken? You put that under your pillow, not in a cave, like 6 roads down.
He should have put it on a shelf in his house.
He didn't have it physically. He just knows that it's in the
Well, it's
area.
not his then, is it? You know?
I agree with you.
Wow.
Whiny bitch.
Also, they get humped by some baboons
Oh,
at one point.
We've all dreamt of it.
There's just a lot of like... Jesus Christ. There's like a lot of ass kicking, and then the whole way through the film, The Rock is like, I don't like guns, and then near the end he picks up a gun and just starts shooting people, and it's like,
I mean,
why are we doing this?
he doesn't have to like it to do it.
Yeah, Ewan Bremer's in it.
I was trying to think of an example.
Ewan Bremer's in it. He's
I hope he's a cowboy who's a robot.
no. It's the guy. It's the guy from Trainspotting, and not the guy from Westworld.
They're all called Yule, though, aren't they?
Ewan
Oh,
is his
I
name.
misheard you.
Ewan Bremner. He is Spud in Trainspotting, I think.
Thank you. I had no idea who it was until you said that.
Tall, lanky streak of piss. Weirdly, he's also in Snatch. But he,
Yeah, but those films all use the same cast anyway, didn't they?
yeah, more or less. But he had a dreadful Irish accent, even though he's Scottish.
I can't believe it.
So, I mean, point of this film is that, you know, it was a bit shit.
That was the point, was it, to be a bitch?
It's like well, I don't think that's the point it was aiming for, but that's the point that I took from it. It was just a bit
Pointless.
like, it's a classic mid-2000s film with The Rock. He was pretty good in it, but, you know.
Is it not just like a silly family romp kind of deal?
No, it's not for families.
Oh.
Oh, no, it's definitely not for families.
I thought it was like a stupid rock film for money and families.
Was this around the same time as Scorpion King? Was this really he was trying to make a name for himself?
Yeah, this was 2004, I think. Scorpion King was 2003-ish.
I thought it was a bit earlier than that.
So this was him, like, before he breaks out.
He only broke out because he did kids films, though. Did kids films. Did kids films. Words. I just love the Scorpion King.
I'd say Fast and the Furious is the one that broke him out, personally.
I would say WWE was actually the thing that broke him.
Okay.
I'm just going to watch you guys have a domestic. This is
It's
great.
going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
There are two men in that jungle who are trying to steal from me. I feel like a little boy who's lost his first tooth, put it under his pillow waiting for the tooth fairy to come. Only two evil burglars have crept in my window and snatched it before she could get here.
Afato dos.
Wait a second. Do you understand the concept of the tooth fairy?
Also, Pen, and I know that you think this is my favourite film. Last night we watched Angus, Thongs and Perfect Snogging.
Oh, one of you seems much happier about that than Kat does.
So,
Can I zoom in? Because I'm mad.
Yeah.
I used to love this film. This film was my life as a teenager. 14-year-old. 14-year-old me was like, I read the books. I love it. We watched it last night and we've both realised how badly it's aged. For
Oh.
one, it is cringy.
But he's so pretty in that. Quicksilver, whatever his name
no,
is.
he's not.
Yeah, he is. He's a...
He looks like a child.
I mean...
I told you though, didn't I? I was like, oh, I used to love him when I was younger.
yeah, same. He's a babe.
But he's got such a stupid fucking
Georgia.
accent in it. Like,
Oh, Georgia. I was gutted.
he's got a higher voice than
I was
everyone
gutted,
else in the
Georgia.
cast. I don't understand it.
I wrote you a song. It's called Bitch in a Uniform. It was bad. It was really bad.
It's one of the worst films I've seen for a while. At certain points, we were both like, yeah, we should turn this off. But we didn't.
You were the one that wanted to keep going.
I'm a glutton for punishment.
You
I just
really
kept,
are.
kept going with it. But it's not good. It's really not good.
She's a terrible friend.
She's a dreadful friend.
She's really, really selfish.
She fucking whines about everyone else not giving her any support and stuff, and she's like, but I just want to have my party and I want to get with this dude and
It's
fuck
boring.
you for having a boyfriend. Yeah, they're all fucking insufferable. Like if that's what it was
Teenagers
like,
are self-centered though, aren't they?
if that's what it was like being a fucking teenage girl, I'm glad I
I
was
think
not.
that is though, because that's what I said last night. Like I used to love that film, and I remember watching it and being like, "Ugh, Jazz is such a bad friend to Georgia because Georgia, is trying to get with Robbie.
Yeah,
and
why isn't she
helping her best
helping.
friend? And then rewatching it last night, it was just like, oh no, oh she's so,
Oh, no.
Oh no.
I don't think I was watching half of it. I think I was just under the covers, like crying. I was like, what's happened to my child? It's so
You
bad.
did hide away for a while,
It was
yeah.
cringy.
I'm sorry she tried to ruin your party.
You think I'm perfect?
I think you're mad. You're perfect for me.
Then after that, we watched the Cinderella Story.
And that was great.
We went on a real like mid 2000s shit.
Is that the one with Chad Michael Murray in it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Also a babe.
yeah.
That's a good movie.
I do quite like him though. I, between the three of us, I watched a lot of One Tree Hill.
I want to rewatch it, but I'm not emotionally stable enough.
I really like him. He was far better in A Cinderella Story than Hilary Duff.
Oh, she was.
She was
She's
dreadful.
only good at Lizzie McGuire.
Yeah.
And even then,
Half of it's cartoon, isn't it?
yeah. Gordo's the best one out of that movie.
Gordo was the best.
And Jennifer Coolidge is also pretty
Angel,
fun.
she's an angel.
Oh, but always.
That one line is still the salmon line. It came all the way from Norwegia.
So you guys had like a really teenage girl.
We went back.
Yeah,
I was going to say weekend, but it's not just a
A
time.
Wednesday night.
yeah.
Thursday morning.
Technically a Thursday morning. We started about midnight.
We were going to watch Mean Girls. That's the best part. We're like, we just watched Mean Girls. Angus Songs and Perfect
You should
Snogging.
have.
We'll watch that later.
I think we might watch Bring It On later, and then maybe
Oh, you love Bring It
I
On.
do love Bring It On.
We could watch all three in a row.
Yeah, but
I at least want to see Rihanna.
all right, we'll do the first two.
Okay.
Cool.
All right.
I know that guy that sent those emails is somewhere down inside of you. But I can't wait for him. Because waiting for you is like waiting for rain in this drought. Useless and disappointing.
Well, this week, speaking of being on brand with you watching teenage girl movies, I watched In Search of Darkness Part 2. Don't remember which episode we talked about Part 1, but it is the second part in the 80s horror movie documentary series of the same name. You know, the 4-hour horror movie documentary that I watched previously. This was another 4 hours, and it was fucking great. I don't have much to say about it. A similar format. It goes through each year of the 80s and talks about different horror movies. They are a bit more, I don't want to say obscure, but there was a lot more movies in this part that I hadn't seen and hadn't heard of. So I think they do a bit of a deeper dive. It's a nice little...
What year is it up to now?
They do 80 to 89 in both parts.
Oh, so they're just more obscure films in the second one.
Yeah, the first part they talked about like Nightmare on Elm Street and stuff a lot more, and like more, I don't want to say mainstream ones, but I remember being like, oh yeah, I know this one and I know this one. And then there was this one, there was films like The Ghoulies, which is a bit of a Gremlins Critters rip-off. What else did they mention? Cellar Dweller, which I haven't seen. I now have a massive list.
Cellar Dweller. It's a great fucking name. That's such a good name.
And a few sequels, so they went into the not really the nightmare, like some of the Friday the 13th sequels, Silent Night, Deadly Night 2 and 3, which I believe Dan talked about at one point. Mm-hmm. Elvira's in it, so that's great.
Yes.
They did a nice little section.
Is it the one that we watched?
I think they talked about the movie Elvira in the first part, but she is a talking head in this part.
Even better.
Yeah, there's a nice little section on Robert Englund, who plays Freddy Krueger. Bit more about practical effects, and yeah, they are currently doing a part 3. So eventually there will be 12 hours-ish of 80s.
How many more films have they got to talk about from the 80s?
To be fair, I don't know.
I've got no idea. There can't be many left.
No, like I have a list. Like I'm going to watch the Leprechaun movies and the Pumpkinhead movies and things. So
there's loads of Leprechaun movies, isn't there?
I think there's 7 or 8.
Yeah,
I only know about that film because of Wayne's World. That's it.
And I think one of them is like Leprechaun Goes to Vegas or something.
Yeah, there's Leprechaun in the Hood or something as well.
Yes,
in the Hood.
And also on Twitter there are. I think the first one was crowdfunded. I don't know about the second one. On Twitter, they're talking about like, what would you like to see in the third part? And a lot of people, and now myself included, have been like, do this again, but with 90s horror movies. And the thought of 12 hours plus about 90s horror movies gives me a massive nerd boner. So that's exciting.
I mean...
Maybe they'll do every decade. Maybe they'll even get into the noughties. And then you can have like...
Were there any good horror films in the noughties?
The only horror film, the Final Destination films, possibly.
The first one.
The first one of that was in the 90s, though, was early 2000s.
It was 2001, I think, yeah.
Yeah, I guess if they did 2000 to 2010, that would be fine. But
the only horror I kind of liked was Jennifer's Body.
It's a good movie.
I really love that film.
Why are you laughing? It's a good movie. It's the best thing Megan Fox has ever done.
It's a great movie. I was thinking about this the other day and I was like, that's just a really good movie. It's got, what's his name from Scott Pilgrim in?
I don't know. Tell me who it was in Scott Pilgrim.
The one that Young Dave. Is that his name?
Young Neil?
Young Neil. I always want to call him Dave.
Why do you want to call him Dave?
I don't know. He looks like a Dave, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Looks like a David.
Sure.
But he's in it. He's Chip.
Oh,
yeah.
Good. Well, thank you. I can't remember the actor's name.
Young Dave.
Oh, yeah. That's all I had time to... Oh, I lie. I watched a series on the Comedy Store as well. Ooh. But I don't know what it's called. So, yeah, In Search of Darkness Part 2 was all I had time to watch, really, because it was 4.5 hours. Yep. Did it all in one sitting this time. Smashed it.
Proud.
The 80s was the splatter decade. That was my decade.
There was something really dark and sexy and strange.
Crazy stuff.
It's like a roller coaster ride.
People love this stuff.
There really was a shift of a whole new generation of monster makers.
I made a little game for us to play. Oh, I say us to play, for you guys to play.
All right, domestic time.
Yeah.
It's called Not on Netflix. And I don't know how easy it's going to be or how fun. So
it's fine. I am not a competitive person. No.
Why do I not believe that?
I'm not competitive, but I will still win. So, you know.
It's the smugness.
It's fighting words.
Fucking smugness.
Yeah, smugness, see.
Oh.
So, you know, when you go onto Netflix and you put in a film and it's not there.
Yes.
Because they don't have it. But it will give you a selection of films that are similar.
Right.
Yes. So, yeah.
I've got 10 films. We'll see how well this goes if we're going to do all 10. And I have written down what Netflix has suggested instead of. And I figure there's 5 for each. So I figure I will just go through one at a time and we'll do a shouting name.
Okay.
Oh, he's so bad.
And eventually, if any of you get it, I'll be impressed. So...
I'm going to deliberately take it easy on you here, Catherine.
Don't do that, because you know I don't like that. You just be...
I can't win. I'm either going to play properly
No, you can't win.
Well, at least I'll win the quiz. At least I'll win the game. That's what that matters to me.
At least I'll win the pride.
I honestly don't. I think if I was playing this, I don't know how well I would do. So this might be fucking terrible. But if it is,
I've got no hope for myself. But also, I have annoyingly high amount of pride. So I'm like, because Andy knows he's going to win.
Yeah.
Oh, shut your mouth.
So, first movie. I've typed in a movie. It's not on Netflix. So it has suggested I watch Scarface.
The Godfather.
You've got to shout your name first, Cat.
Oh, sorry, Cat.
You've got to go, Cat.
It's me.
Yep.
The Godfather.
No.
Shit.
No. Sadly not.
I give up.
Andy, do you want to try it or do you want to go?
I'm going to try it. I'm going to go for Carlito's Way.
Nope. Next week, so we've had Scarface, Snatch.
I feel like I should write these down.
Scarface and Snatch.
Ready.
Yep.
I should go for the obvious choice here and go for Lock, Stock.
Nope. I also like to point out that I have written these down in the order that Netflix has suggested them.
Oh.
So I don't think it'll help you. I'm just, before anyone goes, that's got nothing to do with that movie. Yeah, tell Netflix.
I will.
Kat, you want to guess?
I don't.
Or shall I move on to the next one?
Move along, because I can't think of films now. I won't lie.
American Psycho. So films that apparently are like Scarface, Snatch, and American Psycho. It's going to be the worst game.
Ready.
Yep.
Natural Born Killers.
No.
Ooh.
Alright, I'm going to say Fight Club.
No. This is going to be awful.
It's really hard.
7.
It's just going to be name films.
Yeah. 7. Scarface, Snatch, American Psycho. 7.
What's in the box?
I'm just going to keep reading them now. Scarface, Snatch, American Psycho, 7, and The Truman Show. Those are your 5 films that you should watch, apparently, instead of watching
whatever you pick. It's really difficult.
Okay, let's try and break this down.
Who's in all of them?
There's a lot of them. I don't think that helps you either. Especially The Truman Show has nothing to do with any of this.
Okay, so forget The Truman Show.
You got Brad Pitt in 2 of them. There's drug themes in at least 3 of them. Truman Show is crap.
Right. You leave Jim Carrey alone.
I imagine it's going to be like an 18. Is it an 18?
Yeah. I love how much logic and thought you're putting into this.
It's not going to be anything I'm going to think of at all, and I'm going to fucking smash the table.
I will say I did pick not obvious films, but like films that are on like the 100 greatest film list or something. You know, they are films that everyone knows about. Classics, if you were. Like, I haven't picked any obscure horror movies. You're good.
Scarface, Snatch.
I've got 9 more of these, so do you want to give up?
I'm giving up, if I'm honest. He won't. Come on, Andy.
I'm like, come back to me. I'll get this. I'll fucking dig this out. But if this is the first one,
this is the first
we
one.
might be in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What's the answer?
Pulp Fiction.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Of course it is.
What do you mean? Of course it is.
Yeah. No, I don't know where he got that from.
I wouldn't have got that at all.
18 drug references. There's like a load of heroin in it. It makes sense.
The Truman Show.
It's ultra violent. A bit like American Psycho. Truman Show is obviously a red herring. It makes sense.
It's on there though.
It's not even a red herring though. It's just Netflix being like, maybe.
Yeah.
It makes sense to me. That's a good one. I'm disappointed with myself.
I'm disappointed with you as well.
Thank you.
I'm not really. Sorry.
Maybe the next one's a bit easier. We're starting with Saving Private Ryan. I wanted to watch something, but Netflix told me no. Saving Private Ryan.
So, okay, I'm just going to go in. Cat.
Yeah.
Pearl Harbor.
No, but good answer. Good.
Thank you.
Answer.
Ready?
Yep.
Is it Dunkirk?
No.
Oh, shit.
You're next to The Green Mile.
Oh. I'm going to say it's a Tom Hanks boy then.
Yeah, I think you might be onto something here.
Okay, Cat.
Yeah.
I'm just going to name off Tom Hanks films. Forrest Gump.
You are correct.
Yeah!
You bastard!
Yeah, you bitch.
So if you want to watch Forrest Gump on Netflix, you can't. But the 5 films you could watch instead were Saving Private Ryan, The Green Mile, The Terminal, Castaway, and The Truman Show.
Why the fuck is The Truman Show in every single one
I
of
really
these?
hope The Truman Show comes up for all of these.
Next movie I wanted to watch. That's not on there either. But I could watch The Da Vinci Code.
Another Tom Hanks one?
I hope it's something. Do you know what? I'm just going to put it out there. Cat.
Yeah.
Is it Angels and Demons?
It is not.
Next one. Let's go.
Inception. The Da Vinci Code and Inception.
I've got nothing.
I've got nothing.
I'm writing them down though.
The remake of Total Recall.
But not the original.
Remake of Total Recall.
No, I don't think that's on Netflix.
That's bullshit, isn't it?
So the remake of Total Recall has got Colin Farrell in it.
I don't think any of these are as themed as that last one, I'm afraid.
Shit.
Angels and Demons.
No!
I can't wait for the next one to be The Truman Show.
Oh, please let it be The Truman Show.
Andy, you would be correct. The Truman Show! The Da
Are we
Vinci
living in The
Code.
Truman Show? Is that what's going on?
Inception. Maybe.
Oh, don't say that, because every time I watch that film, I do genuinely get worried. I'm like...
See, now, I could give a clue, but Andy's the only one that's going to get it, because that episode's not out yet.
That's fine. Give me the clue.
No,
I'll take it.
Don't give him the clue. Don't give him the...
The Da Vinci Code, Inception, Total Recall, Angels and Demons, The Truman Show.
So what have we talked about recently that's not out yet? Hot Fuzz is on Netflix. So it's not that.
Cat,
Yeah.
is it Now You See Me?
No, it isn't. But nice. I love that you know enough about the episodes.
Right, hold on.
Technically, that one's already out now as well.
Oh, it is, isn't it?
But only yesterday.
That counts. It's
So
out.
she's on the ball. She's on the ball.
God, I'm a fan.
Do you give up?
No, it's going to be is it Shutter Island?
Ooh,
No.
That was a good answer.
I'm just going to throw some out there. Is it A Beautiful Mind?
Nope. This is the worst game. Fuck you, Netflix.
I do hope it's The Grinch.
Nope, I'm calling it. So no answers after this, but this is about those young people that go through time and space wearing sunglasses.
Fuck off.
It is, of course, The Matrix.
Oh, it's Bill and Ted.
It's The Matrix.
It's The Matrix, obviously.
How the fuck have they got The Matrix from that?
I don't know.
Netflix need to sort their shit out.
Next one. Wanted to watch this, but I was offered Ghostbusters instead.
Which Ghostbusters, please?
The first one.
Okay.
I want to do the do.
I've just spelled Ghostbusters wrong.
Do.
Goatbusters.
Is it the men who stare at ghosts?
That was the title in Istanbul. Ghostbusters and The Karate Kid.
Oh, it's going to be... Oh, okay.
I've just spelled karate wrong as well.
Fucking
So
hell.
it's an 80s film?
Yeah, go along that sort of line rather than these films having anything to do with the film I'm talking about.
I was going to say The Goonies.
No,
Andy.
unfortunately not. Andy?
Is it Gremlins?
It is not Gremlins.
Oh, shit.
But keep Ghostbusters, Karate Kid, and Police Academy.
Oh, it's just throwing
man,
80s
what a
films
film.
at you.
Yeah, that is the theme here. I don't know who does these algorithms and works this shit out. but-
Cat,
Yes,
is it Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
it is not.
Is this actually an 80s film, though? Or are they like,
Yes.
here's some 80s films, this film came out in 2008?
No, it is an 80s film.
Okay.
Ghostbusters, Karate Kid, Police Academy, and The Mask.
Hold on a minute.
You're never going to get any of these, but I didn't have time to make another game.
Breakfast Club.
No.
That's a 90s film, The Mask, so...
Oh.
Oh, well, we've
I
ruined
suppose
the
it
whole,
is.
the
Sorry.
whole game's ruined.
I don't know anything.
Ghostbusters, Karate Kid, Police Academy, The Mask.
Dirty Dancing.
No.
Grease.
No. This is so.
What's
I was
the
like,
last one? Is the last one The Truman Show?
yes, it is.
Yeah! So happy.
I don't think I've ever been so glad to hear The Truman Show.
Oh, it makes me so happy.
There are 3 of the films. The one I want to watch, there's 3 of them. It's from the 80s. It was a relatively...
Oh no, there's more than 3 of those. I was going to say the Terminator.
You're thinking of James Bond.
So many of them.
It's a large franchise.
Harry Potter.
No, from the 80s.
Alien?
Oh.
No. I feel like I want to give you clues because this is fucking terrible. There's a car in it.
Got it.
No.
Well, he hasn't. Nobody said their name yet, so. Yeah.
Is it an obvious one? Is it Back to the Future?
It is.
Yeah.
She's now beating you 2-0, Andy.
I was going to go for Herbie as well. That's
Were you really?
Oh, were you?
No, of course I fucking wasn't.
Oh, you fucking... You're such a nuts. The worst part is you said Cars and my brain went to Knight Rider.
The film Cars.
It was Batman. I was thinking of the Batmobile.
The next movie I couldn't watch. I was offered A Beautiful Mind.
The Truman Show.
Wait for it.
I'm so ready.
When I was looking these up on Netflix, by the time I got to this one, and spoilers, Truman Show is the last one again.
I can't believe it. I'm shocked.
I'll just write that one down now.
Yeah, write it down now. It means nothing. I went back to Pulp Fiction and double checked. Like I searched for it again and Forrest Gump to check that I was still getting the Truman Show last, because I was like, what is happening? Maybe I've watched something that Netflix is like, no, you need to see this again.
You must watch the Truman Show. Maybe they're trying to get through to you.
They've got shares in the Truman Show. They're trying to like...
Oh, so yours was nice and wholesome. I was thinking maybe they're trying to warn you that this is the Truman Show.
Oh, yeah.
Well, also, I've got 10 of these, and the Truman Show was included in 5 of them.
Jesus Christ.
The first 5.
Oh no, 6 of them. I apologise. The first 5 and then 1 in the middle.
Well, I'm excited.
So I don't know where it came from.
What's the next one after
A Beautiful Mind and The Imitation Game.
Oh.
Okay. Okay, so we're talking about tortured geniuses here. That's what I'm getting from it. Who's a tortured genius?
According to Netflix, Patch Adams might be a tortured genius.
Who was, to be fair?
A Beautiful Mind, The Imitation Game, and Patch Adams.
Oh, he's a tortured soul.
Patch Adams might give you a little bit more of a clue.
What's it called? Andy!
Yes, Andy.
Oh, I fucking nearly ruptured something there. Is it Good Will Hunting?
It is indeed. Well done.
Fuck yes.
Yeah,
A Beautiful Mind, The Imitation Game, Patch Adams, Moneyball, and The Truman Show.
I'm coming for you, Ostick. I'm coming for you.
The next movie I wanted to watch that wasn't there, I was offered Poseidon.
Oh.
Poseidon?
Yep, apparently that's a movie. I was also offered The Notebook.
Oh, God.
Poseidon, The Notebook, and The Impossible. Right, Netflix are also going to chuck in with those 3. 2012.
Okay, so we're talking natural disaster. Although I don't know why The Notebook's involved in that.
It does help.
It does.
Does help.
This is also much easier when you know the answer. So, smug me.
Ready?
Yep.
Day After Tomorrow.
Nope.
It's fucking bullshit.
That's some bullshit. I hate this.
Poseidon, The Notebook, The Impossible, 2012, and The Meg. The Meg. There's no sharks in this movie, but there's a lot of water.
Oh, cat.
Yes. You could do it.
Titanic.
Yes!
Titanic?
It's because you said it was The Notebook helps, so it's a bloody romance.
Yep.
Oh, you did well there.
I see what you did there, Netflix.
3-1.
3-1.
3-1?
Yeah.
Oh, lovely.
Imagine if The Truman Show was on the end of that.
I was hoping suddenly Netflix took it off.
They could include it. Next movie, I was again offered the Da Vinci Code. Still don't want to watch it.
It's good. Lovely soundtrack.
And I was also offered Lord of the Lost, which I don't know.
Oh.
That's not helpful at all.
No. Also not helpful was Ghostbusters.
Ah.
None of these are.
Not to be confused with Goatbusters.
So we had the Da Vinci Code, Lord of the Lost, and Ghostbusters. But then I guess we get a little bit more helpful with Crocodile Dundee.
Croc Dundee. What would Mick Dundee have been up to with the Da Vinci Code and the Mona Lisa?
Fuck knows. And also, apparently, slightly more helpful, as well as Crocodile Dundee, is Jumanji. So think more jungly than Ghostbustery.
Cat.
Yes.
Is it Rambo?
It is not.
Oh.
That's a fairly good guess. Andy?
Is it Indiana Jones?
It is Indiana Jones. Well done.
I assume I didn't
don't-
have to get the specific one because there's
No.
four. I'm going to say Raiders of the Lost Ark.
I think it's that's the one.
Let's go for that then.
Well done.
Not sure how Ghostbusters comes into that, but
Same time period of release.
I guess. Okay, next one I wanted to watch. I was offered American Psycho.
I should really be searching for these on Netflix now. That'd be a better way to do it, wouldn't
That'd
it?
be cheating,
Cheating?
sir.
Nah, it's genius.
No,
Oh, it's cheating.
that's cheating. I will personally come down. You'll see me on that camera. Leave
you
here
you are in the same house.
and punch you, and then I'll come back up as if nothing happened.
I was offered American Psycho and the Motley Crue movie The Dirt, which I did watch because Machine Gun Kelly is in it, and it was
Of course
alright.
she fucking did.
American Psycho, The Dirt, and Shutter Island.
Shutter Island.
I don't know how helpful any of these are.
Not very.
Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Oh, my favourite one.
Okay, so it's based off a book.
Oh, that might be where that's from. I've just worked out the theme, I think.
Andy.
Yes, Andy.
Fight Club.
No, but good guess. American Psycho, The Dirt, Shutter Island, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, and The Truman Show.
Yeah.
Which was not a book as far as I know.
That'd be a good book if it was.
Was Shutter Island a book?
Believe so, yeah.
We'll say yes.
So, slightly weird imagery films and books.
Weird imagery and books. Is there a film version of the Bible?
Passion of the Christ. In it?
Oh shit, yeah. Oh, well played. Well played.
I don't know what other clues to give.
Is it a book you would have read?
Yeah.
Is it a book I would have read?
I don't know.
It's not a book I would have read.
I mean, it's a classic film and book.
Is it Angus, Thongs and Pants?
A classic,
I've not read it. It's old. It's like an older.
It's the Bible.
I don't know when this movie came out or the book, but it's an older classic.
What would you have put in? I feel like you wouldn't have put in Lord of the Flies or
No. Good.
Of Mice and Men.
You were just listed off GCSE, but
yeah, no.
Shut up.
Is there a movie of Mice and Men?
I think
Like,
there
Yeah,
is.
it's got John Malkovich in it.
I'm
And
gonna-
Gary
I'm gonna
Sinise.
Oh, I'm gonna give you guys a clue, but no one can see it because we're not on Zoom. But
Oh, Addy,
What does that mean?
I've got it. I've got it. That clue was
Feel mean.
massively
That
helpful.
was-
I once
Yeah.
started to read this and it was fucking horrible.
It's really hard to read.
Yeah.
Is it A Clockwork Orange?
it is.
Oh, that
I feel
annoys
bad.
me.
I'm sorry, Kat,
So
but now
bad.
you're even.
I
And
really
there are two left.
love that film.
So something else I wanted to watch, but I was offered Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Cat.
Oh, maybe I don't have 10. I only have 8. Yes.
I was going to say E.T.
Oh, she fucking smashed it.
Are you taking the piss? Because I was literally about to say it. I was still fucking writing it down. That was the problem. Do you just give me the fingers?
Yeah?
In my own house.
In your own house. Well, I'll give you the
On my
figure
own
later
podcast.
if you'd like, sir.
I love that I was going to do 10 and obviously just went, fuck it.
Well, that's anticlimactic.
Oh, sorry that you did. Yeah, what were the other films?
There's one more. There's one.
Oh,
So,
wait, there's one more. There's
Kat
one.
has 4.
This is
Andy
tight.
has 3.
This
One,
is. It's
two,
either
three,
going to
four,
be
five, 6, 7, 8. You must have 10 if there's one more.
No, because it would be 4 all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
No,
7,
because
8,
we passed
9,
2.
10. Oh, yeah, 10. So, yeah, 4, 5. What? Oh, that's... You know why? Because you didn't get 2 of them. Nobody got them.
Oh, I'm so fucking sorry.
Sorry. So there are 10. And I was just counting your scores and not the ones I didn't write down. Anyway, the last one. I feel bad now because Kat's winning and this one's not easy, I don't think. 7. What's in that box?
What's in the box?
It's a film about boxers.
Oh, is there another box in that box, sir?
I was offered 7 and then I was offered Shutter Island.
I got nothing. I got nothing.
This one is
Andy's deep in thought.
Sorry, what was that? I didn't hear because...
7.
Yeah.
Shutter Island.
Yeah.
And American History X.
Oh,
okay. Oh, you didn't say anything. You just made a weird noise.
I started to speak and then failed, so made a noise, so I would cut it out.
I genuinely thought that's like you were giving it away
Oh,
and
no.
Kat was making a fucking racket and I couldn't hear it.
Nope.
story of your life, isn't it?
Pretty much.
I don't think anyone's going to get this one unless I give one massive clue.
I think it's going to have gratuitous violence in it.
7. Shutter Island. American History X. Donnie Brasco. Underrated gangster movie. It's a good movie.
Donnie
Some Goodfellas, but
Darko?
Brasco.
Underrated
I've
gangster
written down
movie.
Brasco.
Donnie Darko.
I was trying to plant the seed to Kat that it was Donnie Darko.
You're
I'm getting in your head.
Him with his mind
You're
game.
not getting in my head. You never will.
That's true enough. I wouldn't want to be. It's fucking weird in there.
Yeah, I know. You enjoy it. What are you chatting about?
7. Shutter Island. American History X. Donnie Brasco. Zodiac.
Zodiac.
I'm going to see if Andy can logic his way into this one. If not, I might just give a clue. But I've picked it for a very specific reason.
I do hope it's the placenta.
Oh my god, I wonder if I can search that on Netflix and see what happens.
Sorry, Andy.
See, you've got 2 films about a serial killer,
Yep.
4 about crime, 1 about Nazis. All of them have got pretty graphic violence. I see Manson, Donnie Brasco. I think it's going to be more related to murders and serial killers,
Is that because I like murders?
probably. Or is it going to be something like The Godfather? Well, I'm going to punt on The Godfather, please. Godfather.
It is not The Godfather.
Oh, you fuck.
Did you freak out that I was going to jump in and say...
Nah, I'm just getting it. Just get it in.
All right, sweet chicks.
I'm still the only other one I can think of. Is it Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer? Is that what it's called?
No, it's not. Not really about a serial killer. Yeah.
This is very difficult.
I've picked it because I thought it would be funny, as in to include it as an answer.
What's the clue?
The clue is I quite often say it, and I say it wrong, and I get very excited and then very disappointed.
Oh fuck! Scream?
Nope.
Spiderman?
No. I'm trying to think of a
Shit.
clue that's not too cluey.
Quadrophenia?
No.
I got nothing.
It's very specific to what we are doing right now.
We're doing a record.
Oh, I've got it. Andy.
Yes, Andy.
Is it The Usual Suspects?
It is!
Oh, that's genius. Oh,
because then I go, he said the title of the podcast, and everyone goes, no, he says The Usual Suspects, not The Unusual Suspects, you dickhead. And I've done it at least twice. It's a draw.
It's a
I
draw.
cannot believe. Oh yeah, you forgot that, hadn't you?
Fuck. No, I'm happy.
I knew there was all to play for. That's why I punted for it. Well, this is the best outcome, I think. A draw.
For you.
I would also really like to do an honourable mention.
Mm-hmm.
I searched for a movie,
Yeah.
and the first thing that came up on Netflix was Brooklyn Nine-Nine, What was the movie?
Police Academy. Oh no, that came up, didn't it, earlier?
Die Hard.
Yeah.
Really? Oh, that's stunning.
Nice.
That's
I feel like
that's lovely.
I feel like I would have got that pretty quickly and been like, of course it is. It's Die Hard.
Yeah. Like, I couldn't put it in because it was too easy. And also because it was a TV show.
I mean, that is genius.
I was going with... Because when I searched... I might do it now. When I searched Titanic, it gave me Titanic's T-Live and High Seas, which are both TV shows to start with.
High
which
Seas.
was kind of odd.
They're on about the letter C. They're not on about...
Yeah, so that's when I decided to just include movies. But well done with... I had no idea how that was going to go. I'm still not really sure how it went. So
I think it went as expected.
I think it was absolutely fine.
Oh, she's done it.
Oh, she's using your own catchphrase.
She's used it against
You wait
me.
at the end, she'll be like, bye!
Bye.
Using your catchphrase against you, yeah.
So yeah, thanks Netflix. I don't know why you want me to watch The Truman Show so badly.
They really want you to watch that Truman Show.
I feel like we should rename this quiz from not on Netflix to
The Truman Show.
The Truman Show.
Yeah.
Maybe. It was a good game. It was a really good game. And I think the draw was probably a good outcome.
Well, I've just Googled it again. Well, I've just Netflixed it again. And it's given me different answers. But The Truman Show is still... So
I'm a bit worried. I'm a bit worried that maybe we're all in The Truman Show. They're trying to hint at us now.
Maybe they're trying to tell us something.
They're trying to tell us. They're like, you're on... Oh. I just look around, there's just a full-on cameraman there. I'm like, excuse me.
Why is there suddenly a cameraman in my house?
What? I don't know. You tell me. It's The Truman Show.
Is it Dan? It's not Dan.
It's not Dan.
Well, should we talk about another film that's not on Netflix? Oh, look at that for a fucking segue, and I'm not even hosting.
Fuck yeah. Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah.
Yes, we should. So, as regular listeners would know, over the past few weeks, when we've had a guest, we have had film from the shoe. Because we don't like to share our hats with strangers.
Yep. It's because Dan has lice.
Oh, no, that's fair.
Oh, I feel bad. Oh, you don't. Oh, Dan, I don't mean that. I love you. I miss you.
Also, smelly feet.
That's why we can't share the hat.
Yeah, he doesn't have biscuity socks. That's the problem. So this week, our hat from the shoe is the 2006, I'm going to say classic, She's the Man, with Amanda Bynes, Channing Tatum, Vinnie Jones, fun fact, and David Cross, amongst others.
I totally forgot. I mean, I've never seen this, but I totally didn't realise that Channing Tatum was in this.
It was like his first film.
He was a little baby.
He was a baby.
It was too skinny, I thought.
I was trying to work out then, like...
Sorry, he's not living up to your standards.
Because he used to be a stripper, didn't he? That's where Magic Mike came from. So this still must have been post-stripper, pre-Magic Mike.
I think this is when he started.
Yeah, so
getting,
it
was when it started, because he did Step Up not long after. Or maybe around the same time.
I think it was around the same time.
Yeah.
They're both around 2006.
Both great films.
Well,
great films.
We'll go through it. We'll go through it.
Yeah.
So this film opens with a classic 2000s montage featuring some crap music and Amanda Bynes playing, we'll call it beach football, but it's, beach soccer. Association football.
Yeah.
Which in fairness is impressive because generally beach football is more difficult than, regular grass.
Just beach walking is more difficult than regular walking, so...
That's true, especially on the pebbly beach near us.
I love the pebbles.
Yeah.
I don't really. Sarcasm.
So, Amanda plays for Cornwall Academy. She's on the girls' team, and she is upset that their team has now been cut, and they have no funding because no one else has signed up. Her name is Viola, and she is annoyed at the coach, so asks to let him play. And he's like, nah, girls aren't as strong and fast. It's science, essentially.
I've just written, there's a whole boys versus girl conversation I can't have right now. That's my second note. I'm like, I can't do this right
It is basically that.
Yeah.
It is basically that.
Yeah, she even asks her boyfriend, who's the team captain, and puts him on the spot and says, what do you think? You said I'm better than half the team. And he's like,
no, I didn't.
Coach has nailed it.
He basically denies it.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, fuck you.
And he did.
He did, yeah.
We've got the proof.
Roll back the tape.
He's like, no, sorry, coach has nailed it. And she's like, sorry, we're breaking up. And then walks off and all the lads are like, whoa.
No, you miss. He doesn't say that. You got to get the quote right.
All right, get the quote right.
Well, he
then.
says end of conversation. She goes end of relationship.
End of relationship.
And it is like
mic
drop. And then they walk away.
And the coach is like, nice, domestic. This is what I get paid for.
All right, football.
We see her walking up the pathway to her house. She's wearing a hoodie and she's looking sad with emo girl music on. And her brother's girlfriend, who is called Monique, thank you.
Played by Alexander Breckenridge.
Who is Jessie in The Walking Dead.
Yes, she was.
You found that out when we watched it.
Oh, she was annoying in The Walking Dead, though.
Because she was annoying in everything.
I like her, though.
She says to Viola, you look like your brother from behind. I see it's the lack of curves. And it's a little bit bitchy.
It's slightly odd.
I don't know why she's been checking either of them out from behind. I mean, I don't know.
Hey, also, I know they're obviously setting up the whole point, spoilers, she's going to dress up as her brother to play football. But I know they're setting all that up with, like, people can't tell the difference. But, like, Sebastian's also quite a bit taller than her.
Oh, yeah.
He really is.
Like I mean, it makes sense because at the school nobody knows him, but I was like, the fact that his own girlfriend can't tell
the difference. Yeah, can't tell that he's a good
it's
4-5 inches taller.
Slightly worrying.
Monique asks Viola to get Sebastian's caller, and he says, yeah, sure, have you got the number? Is it 1-800
biatch? And then she sniggers to herself. It's my favourite thing.
We're very pro laughing at your own jokes on this podcast.
Oh yeah, in the same way that, you know, we would laugh at if we said it.
Good one, me.
Like 012121, and then you just laugh at yourself.
012121.
She goes into the house and we see her brother Sebastian. He's like a wannabe musician.
You've missed that mum.
Oh, bollocks to her mum. That wasn't important. That bit wasn't important.
Except the fact that she like fancies
Justin,
Viola's ex-boyfriend, which is fucking weird. Who's like
Yeah, that is
17.
weird,
She's
actually.
like, "What are you dating, mum?" And she's like,
She's like,
I
oh,
couldn't.
well, I couldn't possibly.
Well, she does also say that she wants her to be involved in a debutante
Ball.
ceremony or a ball, which we tried to work out what it was. I think it's like a coming of age
You never
thing.
watched Gossip Girl and stuff.
No, of course I fucking didn't. I was
Yeah,
too busy
I
watching
don't-
One Tree Hill.
It's, yeah, like you said, it's like a coming of age thing for girls. And I think they kind of, because there's later on she goes to I don't call it a meeting, but they have like a meeting. I think it's like learning how to be a lady and talk
It's like a
nicely and
cult.
eat nicely and and do that.
very strange.
And then the whole ceremony thing, which is usually included in Gossip Girl and things like that, is the girl wears a nice dress and she is escorted by a suitable boy, and she is like, all I can think of is delivered into the world. That's not what I mean. Presented
Jesus.
she's
to the
delivered
world
through the womb.
as a lady. She is
the back of
escorted
a
by a
moped.
man. Yeah, and escorted into the world of society or some shit.
It's very strange.
But yeah, I think it's quite southern. Americans, correct me if I'm wrong, but
All you Americans out there.
That's her mum dealt with. We also meet her brother, who is a wannabe musician. He said he's going on tour for a couple of weeks to London. I personally don't think that's a tour, Ben. Just playing in London for 2 weeks. He also threw his guitar out the window, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
oh yeah, he did.
I know it's in a case, but
It's not going to do much good.
that's not good. No. While she's pissing around in his room, her mum is like, why don't you be your brother and be better at things and stop being a prick? Be, assertive or whatever. I don't know. I fucking was zoned out.
Why
at
is she
this
like,
point.
she wants her to be a lady, but yeah, you should be more like your brother. That's not.
Yeah. So she goes to see her friend Paul, who's a hairdresser, who turns her into a dude.
Who
Cue
looks-
a pointless montage of her trying on different mustaches,
Which she never wears.
and then following men to walk behind them to try and get different styles of walking. Kat, thoughts?
What? Did you want me to now say that she did that montage in real life? Is that what you were hinting at?
Yeah.
She did that montage in real life, did you know? What a fun fact.
I did not know that. Thank
Now you do.
That is a really fun fact. Thank you.
I was confused because Paul being a hairdresser, I thought he cut her hair like that. But obviously later on we find out it's a wig. So he just happened to have that wig lying around. But also, do you not think she looks a bit like a fat Zac Efron? Like a little
Yes.
chubby faced Zac Efron.
I did,
A
yeah.
little bit.
Yeah. Not Zac Efron now because he's ruined his face with surgery, but that's another.
He has gone a bit puffy.
Has he?
Oh, he's ruined his face.
I hadn't even noticed.
Oh.
It came up recently. I saw it on the old FB.
It's not normally his face I'm looking at, to be fair.
Oh.
Whee.
This is ass.
It's his butt.
All in this
Together. This is sweet basketball skills.
So one of the last things Sebastian says to her before he jumps out the window after his guitar in his bag is, please tell the school that I'm going to be away for 2 weeks. And instead of that, she turns up at the school looking like her brother.
But not really.
But not actually looking like her brother.
Looking like a 12-year-old.
But nobody's met him, so it's fine. But she does look about 12.
She does, yeah. She has a bit of a panic when she gets there, and Paul is like, you can do it. Inside every girl is a boy. That came out wrong. And it's just one of the unfunniest lines I've ever heard.
It's a penis joke.
No, I got it. I got that it was a penis joke. It just wasn't funny.
It's a penis joke, Andy.
All right. It's still not funny.
It's funnier than you. Wow.
That's true. We meet Duke Orsino, played by a young baby Channing Tatum, her new roommate.
I have a question. I don't know if you know the answer. Like, I know she's trying to be a boy.
Yeah.
Why does she put on that accent, and what is it? It's so bad. I can't even do it.
I think it's supposed to be, well, she's like, I just suck it up and all stuff like.
So I'm like, okay, you maybe need to lower your voice, like
a little bit, yeah,
tonally, but it's some like weird southern.
I think it's supposed to be like the male valley girl. I don't know if that has a name.
Oh, it's like when you try and imitate a dude and you go a bit cockney. I do it all the time.
Oh, Georgia, I was gutted.
Yeah, she's
nailed it.
Just got higher.
Georgia. I think it's a little bit. She's trying to be cool, so I think
it's
her
very odd.
Cool voice is trying to be slightly gangster, I guess. It reminds me. I don't know. I know, Andy, you don't watch Trailer Park Boys. I don't know if you do, Penny, but it reminds me of J-Rock in Trailer Park Boys, who thinks he's black.
I just felt like wondered if she was like having a stroke.
Also, she could have been having a stroke.
I think she's trying to be overly masculine.
She's
trying to overdo it, so she's trying to oversell, so she sounds like that. No one really goes around and calls everyone bra and says like dude and shit. And
I do.
Oh yeah, look at them tits. Oh,
just
that's so great. Look, that's all about Fanny. Like it doesn't happen. That's not a thing.
It was just
as
the
far as I'm aware.
accent that also seemed to come in and out as well.
Yeah,
and it was just all over the place, and I didn't. It was like she only did an accent when she was being like, "Oh, hey, roommate, I'm talking to you normally, but lads and beers and shit," and then she'd go back to talking normally, but not in that accent.
Yeah, it's overcompensating. That's all it is.
Yeah.
So we meet Duke, baby Channing Tatum, as she is unpacking her stuff. A load of tampons fall out, and he's like, "Oh, you loser! What's that for?" And she's like, "It's to stop nosebleeds." Beckham does it, and they believe her.
Beckham.
I think it would work in fairness, but I mean, I don't know what else she's going to say.
I think that's I feel like I've seen
that's
that's
probably a valid reason, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why you'd keep them in your boots, but
I don't know, hiding them maybe. But we also meet her football coach, Vinnie Jones. Yay!
He was great in this. I did really enjoy him in this.
Yeah, he called her a Nancy boy almost immediately.
Yeah, that was a bit weird.
Different time.
Yep.
Yeah, different time.
We can't do this to Vinnie Jones. He's Vinnie Jones.
Yeah, he can say what he likes.
We can say that. You can't say that. But also, I think back then it was, 2006? 2004?
2006.
2006 was earlier than that.
No. That's what I mean. It shouldn't be this bad for being a 2006 film.
No.
Anyway.
What do you mean bad?
We meet Vinnie Jones. He calls her a Nancy boy. Then they do loads of training. You see montages again. They're doing ladders for foot control and passing skills and ball control, etc. She's got skill and talent with that stuff, but she doesn't have the energy to maintain it. As a result of that, she doesn't become the first team player that she wanted. She becomes a second stringer. Boo.
Dun, dun, dun.
She gets a bib.
She gets a bib.
Sorry, I missed the whole bit where they were playing shirts and skins, and she immediately panics and is like, "I have to wear a shirt."
Oh yeah,
yeah. And then he gives her a shirt anyway. I'm like, well, that was unnecessary.
Well, I thought that as well. But if he'd given her skins and then she's like, "Yeah, I can't do it," then
yeah,
you're kind of screwed.
I know she tells him she's allergic to the sun. Is that what part we're on about?
Yeah.
Because he's like, take your shirt off.
Well, he doesn't because he looks at his sheet and then he's like, "Oh, you're a shirt anyway."
Oh, I always thought it was because she was saying she couldn't take her shirt off that he changed it.
No, I thought he looked at his clipboard and went, "You're a shirt."
Oh,
I don't know.
I just assumed he just.
And then part of it, which I'll comment on later, but like, see, because she's trying to be a boy, that she wraps herself up so that she doesn't have breasticles.
Boobies.
We'll come back to that.
So after the training and she's been told she's a second stringer, they go to shower. And obviously she has a mild panic But luckily, she's called into the principal's office, and the principal is played by David Cross, and he's amazing.
This is horrible. No.
He's not like
He's
not like a regular principal. He's a cool principal.
I'm ruining it. You're not taking my joke. You're not taking my joke.
He does that. He's a shit.
He wrote it down while we were watching it, and I was sat there like, you're not fucking doing this.
He did it to me. He stole one of my Muppet jokes and waited 2 weeks to use it.
Bitch! 2 weeks you waited for that. You're a horrible man.
You just got to get him in quickly. That's the thing.
No, you haven't, because you saw me zooming in there. I was like, you fucking do.
Kat, what's your joke?
So David Cross comes in, doesn't he, Andy? And he's not like a regular principal. He's a cool principal.
That was it.
I love David Cross.
Was that it?
Yeah, that was the joke.
It's just a Mean Girls reference, yeah.
I refuse for you to take...
No, don't let him steal it. He's a dick.
You say that. I'll be editing this one, so I'm going to leave it in and claim it's my own.
He made me uncomfortable in this movie. I did not like it.
Did he really?
Why?
He's too much. Like, the next note I have is, in capitals, why is he talking about sexual tension?
He's so awkward.
He's too close. He's too chummy. He's talking about... Doesn't he talk about banging and stuff? Like these are 16, 17, 18-year-old children. I don't like it.
Well, this is why I made the reference to Mean Girls. Because he's obviously trying to be a cool, principal that relates to the teenagers. And I don't know. It's David Cross, so anything David Cross does... He can't do anything wrong in my eyes.
Normally I'm with you, but this made me
really
like him just like, I'm going to chat to these kids because later on I'm going to touch one. Like, I
don't do it,
Hang on
Andy.
a second. He's not a paedophile.
Do you know who else isn't a paedophile?
If anyone's the paedophile in this, it's not him.
Do you know who else isn't a paedophile, Andy? It's Miss Honey from Matilda.
She definitely is. Look at the way she looks at Matilda. She's practically salivating.
Oh, you just wish she'd look at you that way.
No, I don't.
I do.
It made me uncomfortable.
Kat would beat us in a Unusual Suspects quiz about our own episodes.
She wouldn't. She wouldn't be me.
I reckon she would.
She definitely wouldn't.
Especially if we talked about internet ghosts. You've got no fucking memory, mate.
Oh, that's one episode out of 48.
Drunken boy.
I reckon we could pit Kat against Lindsay. Lindsay! I meant to say hi to Lindsay because I know you're listening to this while you sleep. I love you.
This is so fucking creepy.
I love you too.
Lindsay listens to us while she sleeps.
Speaking of being asleep, Viola has a dream that she's playing against the dudes, except they're all hyper-aggressive, and she's wearing a big pink dress. She then slips and bails on her ass, gets covered in water, and it turns out that she's being hazed by the Sakura team, and they sort of take her and the other noobs into... Is it a shower area?
I think it's the shower.
Well, because they start making them strip, don't they? But she kind of runs...
Well, they chuck, like, porridge at them.
Yeah.
It's disgusting. It really makes me feel queasy.
But then she escapes by, like, ducking underneath and then hitting the sprinklers and setting the sprinklers off.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's not helpful to anyone.
Well, except her, because she gets away without getting her tits out.
And everyone's like, oh shit, the fire alarm's going off, so they can't stay in the shower anymore.
True.
So she doesn't have to strip.
Although the shower feels like the safest place to be if there's a fire.
I'll be starting here until you've put that fire out. Thank you very much.
So, under a crisis of confidence, Viola is having like a real sad time because no one wants to spend any time with her.
She's a weird.
So, she gives her pal Paul a call, who sets up little rules.
This is smart.
So smart.
This is genius. So, he's got some would we say mildly attractive mates? I don't think
they're her mates. They're her best mates.
Yeah. Are they her mates?
They're the ones in the football club as well.
Kia and Yvonne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're attractive. And they wear tiny outfits in this bit.
They do wear tiny. Well, especially Kia. Is Kia the ginger one?
Right, do you remember, like, this isn't the 90s, but when, like, belts as skirts was an actual thing in the 90s.
I had a lot of small skirts.
Oh, did you?
I did. I don't have them anymore. Don't get excited.
Anyway, carry on. You guys can talk about that later.
You can wear them if you'd like, Andy.
Yes, please. I'll put them on one thigh.
Garter belts.
Paul sets up a ruse to make their pals fall at fake Sebastian Viola's feet in front of her roommates in an effort to be like, look how cool he is. He's such a fucking player. And it works. It works.
It's really smart. Again, this is the accent really bothered me. He's like, hey, baby, sorry, like me. Like,
I like the bit where I think it's the way the girls are. What's her other friend's name? The second girl. Is it Yvonne?
It's Kia and Yvonne.
When she does the wailing and then she just turns and puts her butt out.
butt out and she slaps her butt.
And then she runs off again. I just think it's genius. Yeah.
The thing is, she still looks like a 12-year-old boy.
I know.
He does.
Next to them as well. And it's a smart plan, but just...
It's smart, but it is a little bit...
It was odd.
The plan works really well until Sebastian's real girlfriend, or the real Sebastian's girlfriend, turns up and is like, "Oh, Sebastian, what are you doing?" Viola just fully humiliates her in front of everyone.
She deserves it.
Bitch.
I know she's a piece of shit, but also, like, I think she went a little bit overboard. I know she's trying to, like, stop her from being called out as being Viola, but also, don't be a prick.
But she does speak the truth. She does speak the truth.
She does go a little bit overboard then, but the fact that she breaks up with Monique and Monique just doesn't let her, you're like, oh no, okay, then it's fine. Like, you have to be that blunt, because all the way through the film, people are like, do you mean your ex? And Monique's like, no, we're just going through some stuff. Like, we're still together.
Why does everyone keep saying that? Yeah, it's
because he
bullshit.
broke up with you.
Yeah. Essentially, Viola ends up getting high fives from everyone, and now she's best mates with the lads.
Because the lads are like, he's got some titties.
Like, girls want to bang
He
him.
can pull the women.
Woo!
He's so fit for no reason. He's got a small child's face.
He looks 12, but goddamn, those moves.
I do love how we find out how Channing Tatum can't really talk to this girl that he likes, and he is very shy, and he's like not. But I'm like, really? Have you not looked at yourself? Are you sure?
It's the most unrealistic part of the film.
Yeah.
What do you mean you don't talk to girls?
Even when he was a skinny baby, he'd be like, I'm better looking than Sebastian.
Yeah, he would have popped out the womb and the girls would have been like, look at him. He would have cried at people and they would have been like, yes.
Indeed. So we find this out the next day when they're at a science lesson and they're getting partnered up. Viola is coupled with Olivia, who Duke fancies, but Duke is too frightened of her to talk to her. Meanwhile, Duke is partnered with Eunice, a weird brace-wearing nerd.
My bae.
This didn't sit well with me either.
No.
I was like, fine, okay, so she got a head brace, or is it just a lot of brace?
I think it's just brace.
I think it's just a lot.
It's just a lot of brace. So Eunice is obviously the kind of geeky, bracy girl, so nobody likes her, which is fine. But they made her into like mental and horny and weird.
She is very strange.
Yeah. She's very intense.
Nerds are people too.
She's literally there like, I'm gonna be the best lab party you've ever had. And I know,
like, what's that? Who's that from Hey Arnold?
Oh, Helga.
Like, yeah, but like, isn't there a kid in Arnold that like is just like, is it Stinky?
Oh,
or
there
something?
is. I think there is
like
head brace
that just stands there and breathes, and she's just like that, and I'm like,
I don't know. I just watched Recess, I'll be honest. Yes. During the science lesson, Olivia starts reading the real Sebastian's lyrics, and she's like, "Oh my god, you're such a great writer. I bet your music's so good."
That's shit.
Meanwhile, there's another dude, and I can't remember what he's called, but he's a fucking too good and prick.
Melvin or something, isn't it?
Melvin, Marvin.
I see you through your window.
He sings that song.
He's obsessed. It's not even love, is it, though?
He also wants a bit of Olivia. Everyone wants a bit of Olivia, and I'm like, I don't really get the appeal.
Well, sexual tension, isn't it?
I mean,
she's a pretty lady.
She's pretty.
Anyway, after the lesson, Duke pulls Viola aside and is like, "Can you put in a good word for me?"
Oh, it's Malcolm.
Malcolm. He's called Malcolm. Yeah. He's like, "You put in a good word for me, and I'll teach you some soccer skills." So we get a montage, essentially, of them doing the soccer skills, including her shaving and getting...
I've written soccer, stripping, anything he can't do.
I tell you what,
he's a dancer.
His technique is not bad. He's got good football
He's a good
technique.
little footballer.
He hits that ball clean. But wasn't she supposed to be good at football anyway?
Well, this is what annoyed me. Like, so her ex has said, you're better than half the boys on the football team. She's supposed to be, like, fucking brilliant at playing football. She's gone to this school. The only thing I can put it down to is that their skill set is stupidly amazing.
I was going to say, I'm with you, but isn't that... So she's joined Sebastian's school because they have a rivalry.
Yeah. They have a rival team.
They're having like a grudge match and Cornwall never win.
Yeah.
So is that not why... I don't know what Channing Tatum's team always beats them. So that's what made me think, oh, maybe that's why Illyria. Yeah, I was like, so I assumed they were better.
That's the place in the 12th night.
You're such a fucking nerd.
I love that it's a Shakespeare play. Leave me alone.
Nerds are people too, Andy. You said it
shut up, Andy.
All right.
It was.
Essentially, this film takes place over 2 weeks, and we'll come back to that when we get to the end because it is fucking stupid.
It's only 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah, of course it is.
It's only 2 weeks. She gets hit in the flaps, and everyone is like,
the flaps.
Yeah, she doesn't react,
and
does she?
like,
And then she's like, oh yeah.
Oh no, my penis! Like, it's
Yeah, because you said,
that?
well, we were watching it, and Andy was like, well, it would hurt. And I was like, well, I don't think it would have any. It wouldn't even be
It's not the
close.
same.
It would just be like, oh, there's a shock. Ouch.
I mean, look, getting hit in the.
I think with a woman, you'd have to hit the underneath
That would.
rather than the front for it to.
I've been kicked there. It's not fun.
Yeah, like, you know, I'm thinking like on a gym horse or a balance beam. Like if you did that, then you would get the same reaction. I think just getting hit in the ball with like the front is not gonna. Getting hit in the front of your front bum is not gonna cause.
Not gonna do much. Not gonna do much.
in the front of your front bum.
Fucking hate front bum. I fucking
Your front
that
bottom.
stupid band, the front bottoms. I hate it. Ugh, I can't believe I said those words. I hate it. I hate it. Fucking hate it so much.
So Viola plants the seeds to Olivia about Duke and is like, yeah, you should go like talk to him because he's a good dude and he's not like all the other pricks. He's like,
He's a nice boy.
he's just a normal man. He's a nice boy. But Duke is a bit of a nervous wreck about it. And he doesn't like talking to the ladies. So Viola gives him some good advice. Talk about cheese.
I mean, I do like, if a guy on a date was like, do you like cheese? We would at least get a 10-minute conversation out of it. So,
I'd be all over that.
Yeah.
I'd bring up all cheeses.
all the cheeses.
It's the fact that she's like, Gouda. It makes me
It's
uncomfortable.
her favourite. My favourite's Gouda.
That's because of her stupid fucking accent.
It's just ridiculous.
We're flowing. So she says, we're flowing.
Yeah, I mean, I really fucking hate some of the dialogue in this.
Yeah.
It's so wanky.
It's not as bad as Angus Thongs and Perfect Snogging. Like, come on.
It's not far off, man. It's really not that far off.
Man.
Ooh, someone's in trouble. They go to a carnival, and Viola is having to swap between being herself and Sebastian for overcomplicated reasons that no one really understands or she never explains.
They do explain it. They're all at the carnival and her mum's there. So she can't just go as Sebastian.
Why doesn't she just say...
Does her mum ever see her as Sebastian?
No.
She doesn't, does she?
Because Sebastian's supposed to be there as well. Because she's helping out on the kissing booth. And he's supposed to be there helping out. Because she's like, oh, Sebastian was supposed to be here for his shift on
He's on the candy floss or something.
So that's,
yeah.
I assume that's why she needs to be.
I'd like to point out that some of these changes happen in front of small children again. Twice this happened.
Getting changed on that like teacup type ride. Not a teacup, because you'd see everything on a teacup, but similar thing, was genuinely impressive. But yeah, then it turns out she was in that ride in front of a child.
And then she gets into a bouncy castle
so
in front of small children and gets changed again. I mean, is her teacher Miss Honey, is my question.
No, I think it was the bouncy castle was closed.
It was closed. And then they opened it while she was on it.
It's unacceptable.
I also think just kissing booths are weird. Like, they're not a thing we ever had.
No.
But why is it on a stage? That's what was weird. Like, if I think of a kissing booth, if there is a kissing booth, I always thought it was just like a little
kiosk
booth, and you do a little peck, you move on. This was like a whole stage with a crowd around, which was weird.
And a queue of like 40 people.
A queue.
Yeah, and she goes to relieve Olivia, which is the only word I can think of, which makes me feel a bit weird as well. And she's like, you see that like 50-year-old man who's down there. She's like, oh, the 50-year-old man down there that's chewing gum.
It's not gum.
It's not gum.
What's it supposed to be?
And I've just written, well, then what the fuck is it?
I thought he was chewing his tongue.
Well, I was like...
Tobacco, maybe?
Chewing tobacco, but why is...
Cocaine?
The fact that she had to warn her about it. And also, the fact that... Does that mean he's already kissed her once and gone back round again?
I assume so.
Oh, I assumed yes. I assumed that meant he just keeps going round.
I don't know. It was all... I don't know why they're a thing. Are they a movie thing? Are they a real thing?
I'm going to Google it.
I don't know.
I've got an American I can ask this to. I'll ask him.
Ask your American. I won't ask mine. Also queuing up in the kissing booth, or for the kissing booth even, is Duke.
Of course it is.
As well as a small child
He
again.
wants to do a snog on Olivia.
And he wants to do a snog on Olivia. That's the whole point of him queuing up. The downside, of course, is that just as Duke is at the front of the queue, Viola relieves...
It's the only word, but it just sounds odd.
I've just Googled it, by the way. Kissing booths are real.
They are real. Jesus fucking Christ.
Why?
They're like a charity or like a money... They're just a money-raising thing, but yeah, they're real.
English schools, it's like face painting and cakes, not
Yeah.
kissing.
I'm going to paint your face.
chuck a fucking sponge at a teacher. That's what
Yeah,
we did.
it was that.
Oh, yeah. Do you remember when they used to set up like fucking bookshelves full of crockery and you would just fucking throw...
No, we never fucking did that.
Yeah, we did that. Yeah, it's good.
Well, all right, we'll get you.
My neighbours did it once in their garden in the dark. It was the weirdest fucking thing.
That's fucking odd. Your neighbours are weird.
Yep.
Anyway.
So Viola ends up kissing Duke instead, and they both seem to enjoy it. I would say a little bit too much in front of a lot
I
of people.
think she drags him back in, if I'm honest.
She
She does. He's
yeah.
like, I better go. And she's like, no, just 5 more minutes.
I mean, she has eyes. Like, sorry, I'm very pro Channing Tatum.
Oh, no, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying she drags him back. Then he enjoys it.
Yeah, because maybe because isn't he a bit like, I feel like that's a bit too much for my money, but she's like, I don't
He
care.
did say, he was like, that's more than my money.
It was very sweet.
Yeah.
He's very thoughtful.
And then Justin, her ex, turns up.
So do you know what's only just clicked? When she's always like, Justine's calling me. It's Justin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's a long-running rivalry between Duke and Justin. Essentially, Duke once made him cry when they were playing football. It's never explained. But a fight starts between them. Duke finds out that Viola is Sebastian's sister. She then goes back to the dorm and she sees Duke with a tampon up his nose. And she's like, maybe you should bin off Olivia and go for Viola instead, because much like Georgia, she's a selfish bellend.
But she also knows that Olivia doesn't really like him. Because Olivia was like, oh, I would never go out with him. And then because she's pushed it, but now she's like, actually, he can do better than Olivia because she doesn't really like him anyway. And I quite like him. So I don't think she's selfish in that respect.
No, she's not a Georgia.
No.
She's not a Georgia.
I've also written, my next 3 notes are just all about Channing Tatum.
Share with the class.
It's going to be weird if they get together after this, because obviously eventually it's all going to, which, spoilers, but like, I'd do bad stuff to get Channing Tatum to kiss me, to be honest, and he could talk to me about cheese. That's what I've got.
Excellent.
Fully on her side, like, you do what you got to do to get that Tatum. Do it.
Right.
I'm with you, Viola.
Okay, good. So we get another montage of them playing football, and it results in her finally getting the first string. I think this is like a couple of days before the game with Cornwall.
I believe so.
At this point, it's worth noting that Olivia wants Sebastian and Duke wants Viola, but obviously Sebastian and Viola are the same person.
It's very confusing.
And Olivia's throwing herself at Duke to make Sebastian jelly in an attempt to get response. It doesn't work because she doesn't care. They do, however, go on a double date. Duke and Olivia and Sebastian and Eunice.
You don't remember the name of the restaurant?
I don't. What was it?
It's Cesario's.
It's Cesario's. What's the relevance?
Is that another Shakespeare reference?
Yeah. So in the 12th night, Viola doesn't call herself Sebastian. She calls herself Cesario instead of Sebastian. Sebastian is her brother in the 12th night, but she calls herself Cesario.
Interesting.
Fun fact over.
And continue. So they all go out and Olivia is all over Duke.
And Eunice is all over Sebastian.
Eunice is all over... Is she?
Yes, she is.
Yes, she is. I'm pretty sure at one point she's like, Eunice, hands!
Yes.
Like, because she's touching her.
She is.
Which is not appropriate.
That does sound vaguely familiar. Viola goes to a debutante ceremony. I have no idea what it is. It seems like bullshit. It's my note. She's now pissed off at Olivia because Olivia is making a mug out of...
Well, because... So
Duke?
she knows Olivia doesn't like Duke, but she's hitting on Duke to make Sebastian jealous. And obviously Duke really likes her, so...
And she's being a proper lady. That's why she's mad.
Yeah, you say she's being a proper lady. She's at a table shoving meat in her face like a hungry bear at a fish market. But aside from that...
Oh, I thought we were on about Olivia.
And then the debutante lady says to her, she's like, Viola, chew like you have a secret. What does that mean? Like, chew your food like you have a secret.
I don't know.
No one will know what you've got in your mouth.
I mean...
Chew like you don't want people to know that you're chewing on a piece of gum.
Like, what does she think's going to be in there? Like a frog? I did not understand. Chew like you had a secret. Like,
yeah, I don't get it either.
I don't know.
Maybe it's an American thing. Ask the Americans.
That's why I went for a hungry bear at a fish market, because it sounded, analogy.
That makes much more sense. Yeah, your analogies are better.
So, thank you. Olivia goes for a wee. Viola follows her, and she's like, you might as well bin off, cheek, and piss off and leave Sebastian alone. I'm his sister. I'll knock you out. Then there's a big scrap between the two of them and
No, she doesn't.
the ex, who's called...
I thought she tells her to go for Sebastian or something.
No, she kind of says, tell Sebastian the truth.
Oh, yeah.
But then Olivia's like, I'm going to kiss him so hard. And she's like, oh no. Oh, no. And then Monique hears everything and comes out.
Ah, of course, Monique, yeah.
And then they get in a cat fight.
And then there's a scrap between the three of them, and it just gets a bit ridiculous. This is where I stopped paying attention, I'll be honest.
Apparently they all did that pretty much without stunt doubles.
Did they?
Nice.
Apparently. Fun fact.
Interesting.
Andy stopped paying attention.
Yeah, it was a bad time to stop paying attention.
He wasn't paying attention anyway.
I wasn't paying attention anyway. That's the problem. It was hard work. So, we then see Olivia standing on some steps. She looks like she's been dragged through a hedge backwards, and I assume that's because of the fight in the ladies' toilet. She sees the real Sebastian getting out of a cab, runs up to him, and does a big snog.
I've written, how did she not know it wasn't Sebastian? Did she run up to him with her eyes closed? I know it was dark. But like, no, honest question, she doesn't...
Sebastian, how have you grown another 6 feet?
Well, that too. I've also written, everybody's going to need a bunch of therapy.
Oh, it's going to be carnage. Viola then strolls into her dorm as Sebastian and is like, yo, what up, bro? What's going on? And Duke is like, you're a dick. You're being a prick and you told me to go for Olivia, and then I see her out there doing a snog. What's that about? And he kicks her out of the room. Meanwhile, everyone else is treating the real Sebastian like it's Viola, and that includes...
Yeah, he's suddenly got all these friends that he didn't know he had.
Yeah, his room is set up. All these people know him, including the football coach, who makes him play the first half of the game against...
Well, hang on.
Cornwall.
There's a point just before this, is where I found out they were twins.
They're supposed to be twins?
They're supposed to be twins.
Yeah, now you find out that they're twins. I can't remember because we watched this a couple of days ago.
Oh, because Malcolm. Where is
Malcolm.
The big M.
Cheeseburgers.
Oh, because he's
doing a store.
He hates Sebastian, because he loves Olivia, so he's trying to find out all about him.
His pet spider's called Malvolio.
Oh, that reference I got, yeah.
I got that one too.
Yeah, I did not realise that they were supposed to be twins. I feel like that should have been made slightly clearer near the beginning, but yeah, fine. And then I was a bit confused as to why Illyria... They were wearing face paint like it's an American football.
It was weird.
I agree with you.
I thought it was a patriotic thing.
Well, I also just assumed that it was because they get Sebastian the boy, the real Sebastian, to play. So because he's got face paint on, like nobody realises that he's not Viola because he's got face paint on. It was the only other thing I could think of. Because they don't look like each other.
No, they don't. No, this is like when they're like, Sebastian, you're going to get your face paint on. It's like, well, he's obviously... Yeah. Come on. It's obviously not her. Him. The one that was there for 2 weeks. Who?
I've also written, after all that, and she doesn't even get to play. I was really pissed off.
Why?
Because he plays in the first half. I'm like, for fuck's sake, all of this, and she doesn't even get to play.
So, yes, we see Sebastian playing on the pitch, and he is crap. He's not good.
The fact that he goes along with it is weird. That they're just like, yeah, you've got to play football. And he's like, oh, okay.
Oh, I've got to play football, have I? Okay. David Cross interrupts the match midway through and he's like, Sebastian is a lady.
No one would do this.
And Sebastian's like, no, I'm not. And he whips his dick out.
Oh.
Yeah.
What is he called? It's like Willis McDoodles.
Something like that, yeah.
I bet he's miles away.
The fact that he's found all this out. He invites their parents to the football match. Like, not like, oh, we need to have a conversation about this in private. No. Come to the football match. And in the middle, I'm going to be like, this boy's a girl. And then he's going to be like, no, I'm not. So then the principal, who earlier you guys says wasn't a pedo and wasn't weird, says, prove it. He literally says the word prove it. And that's why
Does he say prove it?
He says prove it. And that's why Sebastian gets his dick out.
Yeah, that's not good. Maybe it's just teachers. Him, Miss Honey.
No.
Miss Honey is not a paedophile.
No, she's not.
Like, you're the only one that says this. You're the only one.
Yep.
You even had my colleagues
So Sebastian...
fucking say to you that you're wrong.
Yeah, everyone hates you for that.
So Sebastian whips his dick out. The downside is, of course, that he's now been kicked to the bench by, I was going to say Chef Vinnie Jones, but I meant Coach.
Chef Vinnie Jones.
So Coach Vinnie Jones sends him to the bench. Now, I know this is a point of semantics, but that would mean Viola can't then come on and play the second half. I'm just adding that in there.
You aren't wrong.
If she comes on
Oh, yeah, because she does.
and plays the second half because she's been substituted off, then that's incorrect.
Doesn't she swap over with Sebastian like under the bleachers or something?
Yeah, and like puts...
She tells him what's going on. And then she says to Vinnie Jones, like, come on, I'm really sorry, I'll be better. And he's like, oh, fine.
Yeah. And then she plays the second half. No, she shouldn't. That's not the rules of the game. Bullshit. So she then plays the second half, and there's like there's a scrap between Duke and her, and she's like, pass me the ball, and don't be a prick.
Because he's mad at her for snogging Olivia.
Yeah, then Duke and Justin get all leggy at each other, and it culminates in Violet getting her tits out to prove she's a lady.
Yeah, because
she explains that she was...
She's like, I can't keep doing this, and she tells everybody the truth. But also, all the way through the film, she's been wrapping them up. She hasn't wrapped them up this time so that she can get them out later on to prove that she's a girl. That really annoyed me.
That's a really good point.
There's whole bits of like her peeling the, I don't know, bandages out from under her clothes and things like this. And then this time she's just like, ha ha. And then for a really long time as well, she's holding her shirt up for quite a while. And I'm like, why aren't you...
Well, to be fair, if she's been wrapping them up for 2 weeks, she's probably just enjoying the freedom.
Yeah,
she needs to get some air to them.
Some air.
Imagine how sweaty they'll be.
Oof. And she doesn't shower.
Yeah, that's true.
She's been showering.
She showered once.
She's been doing a shower.
Vinnie Jones does some Vinnie Jonesing and continues to let her play in the team even though she's a lady because they don't discriminate.
I've written, yes, Vinnie!
It's the bit where they're all fighting and he just strolls in and like pulls that kid back who's too slow. Like, there's no need for that. He could have just walked past him. He just drags him back.
I feel like Vinnie Jones might have improv'd that.
That's his own player as well. That's his own player.
He genuinely is just a slow guy and he's like, fuck you.
Chuck you to the floor, you prick.
Also, they carry on playing football and I'm sure they're also very flippy. Like, I don't watch a lot of football, but there's a lot of flippy moves in that game. I don't see them doing that in the World Cup and showing off. There's a lot of somersaults and jumping and kicking in the air, and it's all very extra.
I agree with you. There's a whole part in one of the earlier montages where they're practicing overhead kicks, and there's no need for that.
It's like ballet.
Like, that's fine to practice in your own time, but that's not something you should be learning as a usable skill for most of the time.
I just feel like the whole team is doing that all the way through the second half.
Yeah, pretty much. So Viola's playing the second half as herself, and some big dude puts in a big 2-foot tackle on her, and she goes smash into the ground and gets awarded a penalty. And I think we all know where this is going to go.
Yep.
She's going to bury that. She's going to smash it straight in there.
Oh, she doesn't, does she, though?
Well, she hits the crossbar. It's an absolute fucking dreadful penalty. Luckily, it pings out to Duke, who just lofts a little header, whoosh, floats it into Viola, who buries it with an overhead scissor kick.
Which is even better because Justin is the goalkeeper.
The goalkeeper, yeah. He does a big cry and stuff. She gets the game-winning goal. It says it was the game-winning kick, and I'm like, surely they would still have more of a game to play. You don't play to a certain number of goals. You play to an allotted time, so I don't understand. But everyone is happy and celebrating.
Well, we don't know what the time was when she was awarded the penalty.
Well, that's true.
But yeah.
Everyone is celebrating except for Duke, who's being a sulky prick because he's like, why did you tell me? And stuff.
Well, this would mess you up because you're like, well, I like this girl and my roommate is my friend and I've told him all this stuff, but actually he's also the girl I quite fancy because I snogged her.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like he gets over it very quickly. Like, I would have to process that shit.
So I didn't understand how he was ready to phone her just after they did a little snog.
Yeah. Well,
he caught feelings very quickly.
Yeah, but they're like 12.
Yeah, you're right.
He was quite shy with girls, so maybe he was just like, oh.
I mean, to be fair, mate, maybe that was his first kiss.
Aww. And I guess if he's like, it was Sebastian's sister, he was like, oh, maybe like Sebastian will be my wingman.
Maybe.
That's weird, though.
I don't know. I just thought it was a bit weird that he was like, okay.
Yeah.
I like her now.
Yeah.
I found it a bit weird that I know that she was obviously playing Sebastian, but for Sebastian to be like, yeah, go and bang my sister.
Yeah.
That's odd.
It was weird.
But it only works because we know that it's her.
Yeah.
But Duke doesn't know that.
But we know that, but Duke doesn't. And Duke's like, oh, are you sure? Sure, I'll go fucking tap her up and slip a dick in her. What? It's weird. You'd never do
Not
that.
his own dick, just a dick.
Just one in general, yeah. Some guy called Richard. He's going scuba diving.
Well, we all know that in every girl there's a boy. Paul said so.
That's true.
Or something.
It came out wrong.
So
sometimes it goes in wrong. It's very complicated.
Jesus Christ.
It's a hard dance to learn.
So now the real Sebastian is Duke's roommate. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry, this is from Viola. And he gifts him a wheel of cheese.
It's not just cheese.
Gouda.
Sorry, it's a wheel of Gouda.
Gouda.
And he's like, great, what am I going to do with this? I've not got a fridge. Where's he going to store it?
Didn't need to go in the fridge.
There's also an invite to the debutante thing that I have no idea what it is.
That's not as exciting as... I'd rather have a wheel of cheese.
I would much rather have cheese gifted to me.
They do some sort of chat on a golf course, I think.
What, when she goes outside?
Yeah, she goes outside. They do a chat.
Yeah, because they have the joke where... Yeah, because she's invited him to the golf course.
For the ball.
She's been like, if you want to, I'm going to be here at this time. And that's why she's like, you came. And it's like a janitor.
A janitor.
A janitor and the sprinklers on. And then he's behind her and she's like, oh my God. And then it's all a bit fucking cheesy.
In his little tuxedo.
He does look lovely. He gets dressed up for her. I fell in love with Channing Tatum watching this film. Not just now, I mean, back in the day.
Yeah.
So they then go on stage, they do a snog, and he is like the top prize in the debutante thing. And they're happily together. And then they play soccer together for the rest of their lives, or at least till one of them gets a new partner at college. And that's it. That's the end.
And it's a great film.
Thank God. Pen, I know we're not scoring, but what were your thoughts?
I didn't hate it as much as I thought I was going to.
Oh, Christ.
Ha ha. Ha ha ha.
I know. Although she was my least favourite part of this movie.
Yeah.
I don't know how that wig made her face look fat.
It really does make her look a bit chubby. I think she's got chubby cheeks.
I don't know what that accent was. She looked about 12. I don't know how old any of them are supposed to be because it wasn't college, it was school. Because at one point they said, oh, when they cut the girls' team, the college scouts can't come and see us. So they're somewhere between 16 and 18.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think, all jokes aside, Channing Tatum kind of saved it because I did like that he was...
He was a sensitive boy, wasn't he?
He was a sensitive boy and he was kind of sweet, and the fact that he couldn't talk to girls and stuff. Oh my God, I also love, we totally missed this bit out, that one of Duke's friends has secretly liked Eunice for ages. Yeah. They got together at the end.
Their kiss is fucking weird though.
So
it's very wet.
It is.
But it's very sweet. He starts whimpering.
For all its kind of faults that we've picked up on and stuff, like the overall story is kind of nice. Like,
well, the overall story is a Shakespeare story, so that's probably why it's okay. But the rest of it,
well, yeah, so that's probably why. Yeah, I thought I was going to be really cross, and I wasn't. Apart from the accent, not going to rush to watch it again anytime soon. But yeah, we've watched worse stuff, so
not by much. Yeah. Kat, what were your thoughts?
Well, we know my thoughts. I picked the film for a reason. I think it's a brilliant film.
You picked it to annoy me, and we all know that.
I did pick it to annoy you, and it did annoy you. I was sitting next to you, and I was loving it, not for your reactions, because I love this film. I think it's a good... Like, that kind of time had all the, I guess, the Shakespeare reimaginings anyway, because you had 10 Things I Hate About You, which is Taming the Shrew, and then She's the Man was the 12th Night, and the 12th Night is my favourite Shakespeare play. I'm not a massive Shakespeare fan, I just like the comedies.
Are there other ones, do you know, apart from 10 Things
Apart from the two, not that I can think of, I won't lie.
No. I feel like there was another one.
There was definitely another one.
There's definitely other ones.
Yeah, no. Well, I mean, technically The Lion King is Hamlet.
What?
The Lion King is Hamlet.
Is it?
Yeah. But I think the Lion King is based off a Japanese take on it, if we're going down that route.
I'm Googling it. So.
Is it Hamlet?
Just one of the guys.
What's
1985.
Oh, was not a 2000.
Get over it. 2001 is Midsummer Night's Dream.
Is it?
Yeah. O. That's the one I was thinking of. 2001's O is Othello. She's the Man. Romeo and Juliet, obviously. And then 10 Things I Hate About You.
That was the obvious one, though, wasn't it? Yeah. That's not really a reimagining. That's just going, we've got the play. We're going to make it modern.
Yeah, I feel like they are the 6.
They are the ones. But I really like She's... I do, and I still like She's the Man. Like, rewatching it, I'm glad I wasn't.
Jenny really likes it too.
Good. I mean,
when I told her I was watching it, she was like, "Oh, I love that movie. I forgot Channing Tatum was in it."
Yeah, I mean, compared to watching Angus, Thongs and Perfect Snogging last night, and genuinely not being sad, I knew it wouldn't have aged well. But I think She's the Man is still up there for me. Still really like it.
It could have aged worse.
Yeah.
We've watched films that have aged worse. Is that correct sentence?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Well, Andy, what were your thoughts then?
I thought it was. I mean, I wouldn't rush to watch it. I didn't particularly enjoy it, but we have definitely watched things that were worse. I didn't laugh. I don't think.
You were doing a lot of reactions.
Yeah, a lot of the reactions were like, "Oh, for fuck's sake, Kat, why are we doing this?" That's what they were mostly.
You were getting really mad.
I was getting fucking mad.
I feel like I did laugh. I can't remember when, but I feel like I laughed.
Probably at the Vinnie Jones parts. That's the only time Andy laughed.
Yeah. It was.
Tell us.
Absolutely fine.
It was a film.
It was a film.
It was a film.
You don't have to like it.
Why not? No. I didn't particularly enjoy it.
But I will be putting it on later.
Shit, I'm leaving.
I've got the house to myself then.
I've certainly seen worse films.
I enjoyed it.
There we go. Wow. Yeah.
Well, good.
I want to try something where I'm gonna act like a girl and you're gonna talk to me, okay?
Ew, do I have to?
Yes. Cause I'm Viola. Duke, nice to meet you.
Okay, that was creepy. You really just sounded like a girl just then.
I used to imitate my sister all the time. I got really good at it. Come on. Get up. Come on. Ask me some questions, and if the chemistry's right, things will just start flowing.
Questions about what?
Anything. Ask me if I like cheese.
Okay. Do you like cheese?
Well, why, yes, I do. My favorite's Gouda.
And that's it. Penny, do you want to give us the socials?
You can find us on Instagram and Facebook at Unusual Suspects Pod, and on Twitter at Unusual Podspect. I'm at Penny_photopit.
At Joyce's21.
You don't have to do this if you don't. But thanks for coming, Kat. This has been so much fun. Mostly because of you, and then a little bit because of Andy's reactions to you.
It's been an experience. I honestly thought I was going to get bullied more than I have.
I tell you what, it's because I've tried and you've just ignored me, if I'm honest.
I'm being a professional host. I've had to take over from Dan.
You've just not had any reactions.
I'm the glue now. This is my job.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's boring.
Yeah. Being the glue turns you into a boring prick. Look at Dan.
That's why he's left.
Oh, stop it. I want him to come back.
Oh, no.
But he won't.
Please come
We've
back,
both said
Dan.
mean things about him now, and now he's not going to come back.
He's never going to come back. I'm not doing this forever. Dan, you better turn up soon, pal.
We miss you.
He'll be back.
Well, look, let's say goodbye with a lovely farewell to Dan specifically.
Goodbye, Dan.
You make it sound like he's dead.
No, because he's probably listening. He's probably listening. It's not an RIP.
Can you imagine if he doesn't? Can you imagine if he doesn't listen to any of these?
Do you know what the worst part is? It wouldn't surprise me.
It's all right.
It wouldn't surprise me at all.
Technically, as of recording, and sausages, but he's not here to tell me off. The first one of our guests comes out next week, so we'll find out if he listens or if he says anything. Maybe he won't say anything.
I think he will.
That was fucking shit, you guys.
Probably.
Oh, great job posting. Yeah, thanks, Dad.
Hard being a glue, innit? Love you all.
Yeah, thanks, Dad. We think you're
I think you're lovely.
perfectly fine. Have a lovely week, everyone.
I like when we met in the hallway.
We'll have another guest next week, so enjoy that, everyone. We'll see you later.
Yes. Toodaloo now. Goodbye.
Bye.
Are you not saying bye?
Okay, bye.